Céad Míle Fáilte Ribh Gach Aine go Parc Croke. Sunday, September the 3rd, 1950. Croke Park thronged almost to capacity by 68,500 people from every nook and corner of Ireland, from Britain, aye, and America too. The occasion, the All-Ireland Hurling Finals, culminating points of a year's hard campaigning between Munster champions Tipperary and Leinster champions Kilkenny. Not only was the senior final brimful of promise, but the tussle between the minors of these same counties had all the hallmarks of a truly great game. In fact, in the view of the majority, the stars of tomorrow outshone the heroes of today in a game of hurling at its artistic best. Tipperary were the early aggressors, and with Doyle, Ryan and MacDonald shining, the lads from Tip forged ahead. But when Kilkenny crashed home a goal, they were set for the opening surprise, and hurling with grand abandon, they upset a much-fancied Munster side, Lennon, Gorey and Brophy playing major parts. Race Liamwid, Lena Fornerain, a sucked an odd comota same them. A few years ago, many of today's seniors were figuring in these minor tussles, and it is the dream of each of these 1950 youngsters that he someday will battle for senior honours before such a crowd. Kilkenny 3-4, Tipperary 1-5. A final score that inspired Kilkenny seniors to strive for the coveted double and encouraged the Tipperary men to do their utmost to avenge this initial defeat. Gradually, the time for the big game draws near. The teams arrive on the field, Tipperary all out to retain their title. Kilkenny determined to regain Ireland's premier hurling honour. The parade. Distinguished visitors arrive on the Hogan stand on Tuachtarán agus Fanny Kelly. On Taoiseach. Seán McBride. Agus Éamon de Valera. Yes, here they come, the men of Kilkenny in their black and amber, the lads from Tipperary in their blue and gold. And as the teams parade, one enthusiastic supporter puts the crown on Tipperary's captain, Seán Kenny, who wears it on the Kildare side. His Grace, the Most Reverend Dr. Canaan, Archbishop of Cashel, and patron of the GAA, is escorted onto the field and introduced to the captain and referee, Con Murphy. And as the teams stand to attention, the band strikes up out on the Vian, and the crowd joins in. So the tussle is on. Tipperary are favoured by a strong wind in the first half, but the first surprise comes when Kilkenny take up the offensive. Redden in the Tip goal was quickly under pressure, and despite a typical clearance, Kilkenny had a point, to which Tipperary replied soon afterwards. At this stage, a canine spectator, finding his view obscured, took up a midfield berth, but was escorted to the sideline. Tip launch another attack, only to find Prendergast and Shem Downey as staunch opponents. The Premier County is hard to dishearten, and once again they rally. But as the scores mount on both sides, the Kilkenny men have, if anything, the better of the exchanges. Diamond Hayden is tackled by Sonny Marr and Jimmy Kennedy, who in turn has to give best to Prendergast. These sides, who had served up a real thriller in the National League, are indeed closely matched. In fact, they have such a healthy respect for each other that loose, spectacular hurling is almost non-existent. And as they near half-time, Jim Kennedy snaps up one and makes the score. Kilkenny 7 points to his Tipperary's 5 points at the half-time stage. It had been an interesting, if not brilliant, first half. Would Tipperary win their 15th title, or Kilkenny retain their lead and take their 14th All-Ireland? These were the problems that time alone could solve. From the restart, a Kilkenny breakaway is repulsed, and soon the tip-forward brothers Kenny test goalman Ramey Dowling. Marking is close as the tempo quickens. A miss-hit could mean defeat, so evenly are they matched. Tipperary's attacks are becoming more insistent, but the Leinster defence is not easily rattled. Scores are close, and after 8 minutes of the second half, they are level. And a minute later, the Tipperary men have forged ahead. Seán vi Tipperary na dul Conceen. Now it was Kilkenny's turn to fight back, and like warriors they did. Downey's attack is repulsed by the Doyles, John and Tommy, before Jimmy Heffernan sends a Kilkenny wide. Tony Brennan and Seamus Finn combine to foil another attack. It's still anybody's game, with attacks switching from end to end with pulsating rapidity. The score, Tipperary 9 points, Kilkenny 7 points. But the way things are moving, this might be just a passing phase. Now, Bannon is the relieving force in an all-powerful Tipperary selection. The Leinsterman will not be denied and narrow the gap. Tipperary 9 points, Kilkenny 8 points, only 1 point in it. Come up, come up, come up, says Jimmy Heffernan, but the ball just won't obey, and Phil Shanahan and Pat Stakelum combine to relieve the situation for Tipperary. Kilkenny marksmanship is not the best at this stage, and chances go a-begging. Finn beats Langton, and in a flash, Langton avenges the situation. Bannon may be down, but not out, as he cuts in an awkward one. Then, with time ticking away, Shanahan sets the wheels moving, and Tipperary crash in the first goal of the game. 1 goal and 9 points to 8 points in favour of the Munster team. This was real excitement now. But some of the crowd are moving away. Before they get very far, however, Kilkenny have replied with a Jimmy Kelly goal from the centre of the field. However, seconds later, the whistle has gone and Tipperary have retained their All-Ireland title by 1 goal and 9 points to 1 goal and 8, and so head for New York, undefeated in quest of further honours. The crowd gathers round the Hogan stand as GAA President Micheál Keogh presents the cups to Seán Kenny, the Tipperary senior captain, and to young Lennon, the Kilkenny minor captain. And so ends yet another spectacular chapter in the glorious history of Ireland's national game of hurling. My hood, Tipperary and Agus Kilkenny.